Wash thyself in this here bucket of immersion and atmosphere, peasant.
Now you're gonna go. I'll kill you.
Okay, so Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This game, man, this game is ridiculous and immersive game. To be honest, I am some 20 hours in and I plan on to take my time with the game slow. It might take me a month or two to finish due to the nature of my work, but I definitely plan to finish this game. My time so far has convinced me this is a masterpiece and it's going on my best games of list, like all of the lists, without a doubt. I even downloaded it on my laptop so I can play it on the go, but I'm not sure if that's the best idea, but we'll see. So don't take this video as a review, but sort of a compilation of gush and praise of the game's immersive details, its brilliant atmosphere and game elements that have amazed me so far. After I saw some streamers play it and the excellent reviews, I bought it expecting to like it, but few hours in and I'm in love with its world, characters and systems. KCD2 is an absolute banger. Let's get into the details. The rain, my god, the rain in this game. The first time it started to rain with lightning in the distance, I just stopped and waited for thunder to reach me. If you close your eyes, you can almost smell it. And then you enter inside the house and the sound is muffled, just like when you're cozy in your chair with a cup of coffee playing video games and there is rain outside. And maybe it feels weird that I open with this, but I really love when the storm creeps up in the world. And the rest is just... The first thing that hits you isn't really the gameplay or the story or the characters, it's the world and the beauty of it. From the first moment you are out of the cutscene and just riding through the world, you cannot stop to stare at the distance or the trees or the details. And the immersion and the atmosphere are felt in every corner of the game. Fights, talking with NPCs, riding, hunting or any other activity. You drop by the tavern and people are drinking, engaging in work or talk. If you come at the evening, you will see them stumbling out of there drunk, going on their way home. The moment-to-moment writing, and I'm not talking about the main story, but just regular chats from side quests or random NPCs feel authentic. You can imagine if you were transported back into medieval times, that's exactly how people would talk. And characters are constantly funny, sassy, smart, or just plainly dumb, and you absolutely love it. Guards banter casually with you if your reputation is high enough in the region, and I always take my time to respond to their greetings. Even once when my rep was quite low, guards stopped me to inspect my goods to check if I have been messing with anyone's pockets. And everything you do or attempt to do requires a lot of effort, especially in the beginning. After the opening scene, which takes some time to set up everything properly, you are tossed almost bare-assed with no money and no idea where to go or what to do. And at first it seemed overwhelming. I was lost just as Henry, but slowly started to accumulate information, money and gear. And it's a struggle, sure, but in a good way. For hours I felt I was playing Peasant Simulator, and I love it. Want to get better at things? Go do them, or read a book, which are actually quite expensive, but good thing is after you read it you can just sell it and return some gold. Leveling up and perk points just add this nice layer over this whole immersion thing. Nothing is free, you have to work for it and earn it. And yeah, first 10 hours are brutal, you need to scrape by for small wins and figure out mechanics and how things work. But to me, that was the magic of it. Each victory, fight, negotiation, thievery or any kind of activity felt earned, and you get excited, start to become addicted to it, you want more of it. Money, fame, skills, everything awaits you if you have the drive to push forward.
Think about the situation in our country.
So, young'un, are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Ka!
Tell them about the bugs, the jank, and the weird interactions in the game. Oh, shut up, you. Sorry about that. But yeah, there is some weird moments here and there, and very rarely you will see something bugging out, like my hair here on the screen. Or sometimes the game will just pull you out of immersion when its systems are not sure what to do with you. For example, I was playing dice with an NPC at the tavern and it was late evening. We finished the game and he gets up from the chair and starts yelling at me. At first I thought he was mad for losing Roshan, but it turned out that everyone who worked here wanted me out for some reason. It turned out, at least as I understood it, is that I finished the game of dice at the tavern's closing time, and by staying here for long I have activated the trespassing mechanic of the game. I rushed out so my rep doesn't fall, but yeah, this situation was weird. But you have to consider all the systems at play here and everything that the game is checking against you constantly. The game is constantly measuring you, the time, your reputation, and God knows what else. And the fact that it works 99.6% of the time, it's absolutely remarkable. You will occasionally be pulled out, sure, but the game never fails to get you right back in. Now let's get back to the praise. So, let's talk about combat. And dear Lord, are you going to get your ass kicked all of the time, and you are going to love it. Combat is precise dance of movements and directions, well-timed blocks and attacks that I will never get bored of. And the game doesn't care a single fuck about the fact that you suck. You will get overwhelmed and beaten easily. I had one situation, no footage unfortunately, where I had to rescue a horse from an NPC. A side quest, get his horse back, easy money, right? Nope. It's guarded by 5 guys, and one of them has an actual armor. Me and my trusty Matt found them in the forest during the night, and I planned on how to take them out. It took me more than an hour and a few dozen attempts. I had to manage my position amongst the trees where Archer is at and navigate the environment so I could fight them off one by one, and leaving the armored bastard for the last. It took me many hits to take him down, but I prevailed. And all of it feels tough and has a steep learning curve. Fistcuffs, the bare hand combat gets learned quickly, but proper sword fights and range combat needs practice. And I love that, to the point where I hope I don't get into the situations where I'm just one-shotting everyone later in the game. One more reason why I love it so much is the game makes you choose your battles. Not every random encounter on the road is easy beating and money for you, especially if you are like me and forget that the game doesn't have autosave feature, which punished me a couple of times and I would engage in a fight, get my ass handed to me, and I had been tossed to the save from 10 to 30 minutes ago. Moral of the story, always carry savior schnapps with you. And there are so many more little details around the world that I don't even remember half of them anymore. Attention to blacksmithing and alchemy, stealth is connected to the bringing of your armor and your body odor, how, and I absolutely love this. It really warmed my heart when I saw it. When you wash yourself in the city, Matt, your dog will jump on his hind legs and drink the water from the place where you're washing yourself. Stuff like that I absolutely adore in video games. And one more thing that I have to talk about, the music. Can't forget the music. As a teenager I had a compact disc called Old English Melodies by Craig Duncan. I would listen to that stuff for days. The music in this game is phenomenal and it reminded me of my teenage days listening to medieval folk, I think, music. Oh, and one more thing before we part ways, my esteemed peasant. So, I'm 20 plus hours in and it's finally time to go to the wedding that was set up from the beginning. And I have just recently started to investing some groschen into fancy clothing and generally making different outfits for different activities. And it occurs to me, can I go like this to the wedding? So, I know a tailor in Troskowitz, been doing business with him couple of times, and I go to visit him to buy some appropriate clothes. To my surprise, I have a dialogue option to check if my suit fits the wedding. I was really surprised at this for two reasons. One is obviously the developers knew that we were doing this and gave you the option to prepare for the wedding, or you don't if you forgot or didn't care. But secondly was how the game system trained me over 20 hours to think about that. No game hint or pop-up reminded me to go and check with the tailor. It has occurred to me on my own, and trust me, I am a forgetful person. One time I even poisoned the vine in front of the 3 witnesses, and of course the nomads got really pissed at me and started to fight. So to the game's credit, I was even more amazed that it managed to train me to actually take things like clothes into consideration. Splendid job, Warhorse Studios. Splendid job. So that's it from me for today, and I'm definitely planning on continuing my journey in KCD2 and maybe even reporting back when I finish the game. But you tell me down in the comments if you played the game, what do you think of it, and generally what do you feel about the video. If you like it, consider clicking the buttons down below, and as always, thank you for watching.